Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me for another Alfred Hitchcock Presents review. Today I will be talking about Season 4, Episode 15, A Personal Matter, starring Wayne Maross and Joe Maross. So, I thought this was a pretty good episode overall. I enjoyed the setting. It was kind of a mining construction site, which is something different than we've seen on the show. And I thought it was well acted. I thought the twist could have been handled a little better. But overall, I thought this one was a pretty decent, at least one-time watch. So we start at this mining construction site, and it seems like they're having some trouble. We're introduced to one of our main characters, Joe, and it seems like he's in charge of this project. And there's almost a cave-in, and he gets hurt, but not that badly. And he just seems frustrated by this whole situation. And I know right away there's going to be more to this whole thing. So after Joe gets checked out by a nurse named Maria, who will be in the episode here and there, Joe gets a visit from this man named Rodriguez, who seems to be in charge of this entire project. He tells Joe, I'm giving you some help because I know you're behind and things aren't going well. So this man named Brett, our other main character, is introduced. And we find out that they're way behind schedule. A lot of the men are sick. There have been a lot of cave-ins, things like that. And Joe doesn't really think they can get the project done in time. So then we get a scene where Rodriguez and Brett talk, and it seems like Brett's being a little bit secretive, leading us to suspect maybe something more is going on with this guy. So we have kind of an interesting setup for the episode, a little bit different for Alfred Hitchcock Presents. So then it seems like Joe wants to leave. He says, I'm getting out of here. This is hopeless, and gives Brett basically permission to take over. But Joe gets kind of tricked, I guess you would say, by Brett and Rodriguez. The plane leaves without him, and apparently there's no real other way to get out of there. So Joe's kind of stuck there. He's got to stick it out. So then we go to a scene at night where they're kind of enjoying some dancing from the girl Maria, which was kind of interesting. And Joe and Brett talk, and once again, Joe tries to get some information, and Brett seems very secretive. Then we get a scene where Maria talks to Brett, and she seems to know something's up with this whole situation. She seems to have really good intuition. So this kind of mystery continues to go on. So Joe's getting ready for bed, and we hear a report on the radio that there was an escaped killer, and he was trying to cross the border or whatever. So Brett comes in with a gun, immediately making us think that, Brett is probably this killer on the loose. Although I kind of figured out the twist right here. The episode seemed to try and make Brett too secretive. It seemed to be trying too hard. And right away I'm thinking at this point, and this is definitely a spoiler if you haven't seen the episode, I'm thinking that Joe is probably the killer and Brett is there to take him in. And by the end of the episode I was right. But, the episode was still pretty interesting to see how things played out. Anyway. So, at this point, Joe starts talking about how he thinks the guy that got killed deserved it because he didn't think the guy was just a very good person. So, we go back in the mines with these two guys, and they're definitely not trusting each other at this point, which is understandable. So, Joe says he needs a gun, and he plans to get one, and he does later that night. We get another scene with Maria and Brett, and Maria says, she tells Brett, I know you both have guns, so now Brett knows that Joe has one, even though kind of when he searches the room he can't find it, so Joe at least hit it pretty well, I guess. And this girl Maria, I guess you could say she's not totally necessary to the episode, but she almost kind of played the moral conscience of this episode, and especially the character Brett, and I thought it worked surprisingly well, and I actually enjoyed this character of Maria. It was nice to see a female role in this episode, and I thought the actress did a pretty good job. So we go back to the mines again after this confrontation, and there's another cave-in, and a man gets hurt pretty badly. It looks like a rock falls on him. So now they're even more behind schedule, and they don't really have much of a choice. So Joe decides he's desperate. He's going to use dynamite. Brett advises against it, but he does it anyway. Surprisingly, this works, and it looks like they finished the project a day early because of this decision by Joe. So it's time to leave, and it's revealed what I suspected all along, that Joe is a killer and Brett is a police officer ready to take him in. Joe says that this whole thing was self-defense, and Brett says he believes him, and the episode kind of ends abruptly there. So this is a hard one for me to rate. I enjoyed the dynamic between the two lead characters, Joe and Brett. I also enjoyed what the girl Maria brought to the episode. And I just liked all the relationships between the characters, but I thought the twist was very, very easy to figure out. And I thought it was kind of abrupt at the end of the episode as well, as Alfred Hitchcock twists often are. Excuse me. But overall, I'm going to give this episode a 3 out of 5. I did think it was an entertaining episode to watch at least once, and I thought the mind setting brought something different to an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode. So a 3 out of 5 for A Personal Matter, and as always, thank you very much for watching.